Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. My name is Jimmy Smith, and if you're an Amazon FBA seller like I am, you're most likely dealing with the same issue as so many people around the country in the US and around the world are dealing with, which is supply chain disruptions. And currently in our business, we do mainly arbitrage and replens. So retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, replenishable products that we're buying from stores and selling on Amazon.com. This also applies to wholesale and private label sellers as well, but the majority of this video is going to focus on arbitrage and replen sellers. So what I do is I currently have a Facebook group that's a private Facebook group where many people come to make posts and ask questions and kind of share their experiences of what's going on in their replens and arbitrage business. And one recently that caught my eye that I wanted to make sure that I addressed, it says right here, and I'll put it up on the screen for you. You can see the pictures of basically empty shelves, unfortunately. And it says, this is what pharmacies and most supermarkets look like today in New York. We're facing sourcing's gone wrong situation here. Anywhere else in the US, that stores are literally empty. And obviously, as I'm saying right now, and as what I said to the poster of this Facebook post, is that yes, we're seeing this everywhere. Even in St. Louis, Missouri, we're having issues with supply chain where our current products are harder to find in stock. They're harder to continually restock and send into Amazon for us. So I've got a few different things that I suggest that you do during a time like this when there's so much empty shelf space at the different stores in your area. And if you're not dealing with this, then awesome. But I still highly recommend that you watch this video to the end just to make a game plan. If you do start seeing this in your area, what should you be doing? So the first thing that I suggest is to build up your existing inventory. And by that, I mean, buy more than you typically do. Usually in our business, we're buying about 30 days worth of inventory. And so what we're doing now is trying to buy about 45 to 60 days of inventory because we know that the supply chain issues that are being created around the country are continuing to trickle down to us. And so we're having more trouble keeping things in stock. Now, that you can only do this tip if you have the luxury of having a little bit more cash flow where you can invest more money into your inventory. So if you have any issues with cash flow, then I don't recommend buying more of something because it's going to slow down your progress in your business. But what I recommend instead, so the second step, which would apply for any arbitrage business anyway, the second step is to diversify your inventory. So start looking for more and different replens or different arbitrage products that you can sell, right? Instead of buying 10 of something you normally buy 5 of, well, just buy 2 different products and get 5 of each, right? Try to look to double the different amounts of products that you have in your business. That would be my suggestion, because as we're dealing with the supply chain right now, it's really trickling down to be an issue where you either can't keep it in stock or you need to start finding new products so that you can send in and continue to keep your volume up on the Amazon FBA platform. And so those are the first 2 steps: build up your existing inventory, and second, diversify your inventory to other new replens. Now, third, I suggest finding backup suppliers. So if you're buying a grocery product from Walmart, for instance, check out your regional grocery stores and see if they stock that same product, if they have those same inventory or that same inventory for you to buy from them instead. Because if you have multiple suppliers that you can buy one thing from, well, that makes it a little bit easier to deal with disruptions in the supply at one store because you have multiple options to choose from. You know, it can be the same for any home and kitchen product or sporting and outdoors product, or even clothing and shoes if you do that kind of stuff on Amazon as well. So the fourth thing is to make note of what is missing from the shelves. So as you're going in to each of these stores and you're trying to find new replens, you're trying to diversify the inventory, as I said in step 2, you want to make note of what's missing from the shelves, because typically that means that the store has sold out of so much of that product that they're out of it currently, right? So take note, take pictures of those things and research them. Maybe try to find a different supplier or an online supplier for those products and see if you can sell them profitably on Amazon moving forward. So that alone, even though it's missing from your local one store in particular, that alone could give you more inventory from different suppliers so that you can continue to grow your Amazon FBA business. And then lastly, my last tip, I guess, the fifth one would be to price accordingly. So as you see the supply chain start to dwindle, that means the supply on Amazon most likely is going to start dwindling as well. So if you're checking out Keepa and you're looking at the history of the product and you're starting to see suppliers start to come down on the Keepa charts, then you can start to price up a little bit higher. I would start to potentially look at raising the maximums on your repricer if you're using a repricer so that it has more room to price up. Potentially change up your repricing settings so that it does automatically price up instead of matching the buy box. Because in today's world, not only are we seeing supply chain disruptions, which is causing the issue of being able to have more inventory to have, but we're also seeing inflation. We're seeing the prices go up on our products that we're buying from retail stores and selling on Amazon.com. So you want to be able to price accordingly so that as maybe your inventory begins to sell out, it sells a little bit slower, but at a higher profit margin. So I know that can get a little bit tricky depending on where you're at in your business. I could potentially do another video on that. And if you have a desire for me to discuss changing the pricing in your business based off of the current situation we're in now with supply chain disruptions and the issues around the world with the pandemic. But ultimately, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a video like that. And then lastly, I do want to just leave this kind of on a positive note. The last thing is that the opportunity is growing on the Amazon FBA platform, especially with replenishable products and arbitrage. The reason I say that is because getting your products online, when people are starting to have issues in store finding these things, you're providing this service by providing them online for people to buy. Because there are people that aren't healthy enough to go into stores, that might be scared to go in the stores, whatever reason it might be, they are buying more products online. So our opportunity as Amazon FBA sellers to continue to stock our inventory at Amazon is continually growing in our business. And so I highly recommend, ultimately, these 5 tips apply in a great situation as well. They don't just apply with the supply chain disruption that we're seeing around the country right now. They apply in general. So first, build up your existing inventory. Make sure that you have enough of it ready to go to Amazon so that you're not scrambling to find new suppliers last minute whenever you can't find it at your normal store. So build up your existing inventory. Number 2, diversify your inventory. Look for new products, new replenishable products. Number 3, identify backup suppliers. Identify those other stores that you can go to, whether it's online or in store or even wholesale distributor suppliers that you can go to that have those products that sell really well for you. Number 4, make note of what is missing from the shelves and start to research those and see if maybe you can supply them on Amazon from a different supplier as well. And number 5, price accordingly. Start to think about your repricer a little bit differently. Start to allow it to price up on products, especially products that are hard for you to find. You'll want to make note of those so that you can start to change your repricing settings on that. And if you don't use a repricer, then make sure to just take a look at the prices that they're selling at now and see if you can reprice it a few cents higher than the buy box or 1% or 2% higher than the buy box on Amazon FBA. And then lastly, the opportunity is growing. So make sure that you keep your head up. You've got your mindset right. You're going out finding more products to sell on Amazon.com, and realize that every seller out there, whether it's wholesale, private label, arbitrage, replens, whatever it might be, every seller is dealing with supply chain disruption. So it's not like you're the only one dealing with this. This is a consistent issue. And as arbitrage sellers, honestly, I believe that we have more opportunity to get those products because we're buying from large companies that have more buying power from their wholesalers and distributors anyway. So from the replens standpoint, the arbitrage standpoint, it's an excellent opportunity moving forward for our businesses. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. Be sure to leave a comment below with any thoughts or questions you might have, and I'll make sure to respond to as many of them as I can. And while you're at it, if you found value in this video, hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new videos that I put out. out on this channel. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the content that I provide, I'd really appreciate that. That would help me out so that more people can get to this channel and get the content out further. And lastly, make sure to visit my website, askjimmysmith.com. You can check out all of my content and get a bunch of different free resources that I have available to you on askjimmysmith.com. I really appreciate your time and the time that you took to watch this video, and I look forward to serving you in any way that I can in the future. Thank you and have a blessed day.